you also start to realize that you might desire some of that nature back. So what I try to do as well.
I think it has a very super positive effect on
Super
mental
positive.
health. Yeah.
If you have a boat, life is good, especially on the good weather days. So that helps tremendously.
I asked Amsterdammers how living here impacts their mental health, how they cope, and what happiness means to them. So let's see in what way living in Amsterdam can impact one's mental health.
So, how would you say that living in Amsterdam impacts your mental health, and what factors would you say contribute to it?
Um, well, maybe to take a step back, first of all, me coming from Belgium, I was used to living on the countryside, so it's literally between farms, cows, horses, you name it. And yeah, I was very used to a very quiet way of living. That's why I eventually loved going out for a drink to Ghent, for example, or Brussels. But then because of moving here and just discovering the city life, I discovered that I really enjoy being between people. And that's what I also loved about my travels to the US, being in the city, being able to constantly connect with people. But then at the same time, if you've had that for a longer period of time, you also start to realize that you might desire some of that nature back. So what I try to do as well, like in the beginning when I was here, I was constantly in the city, constantly, hustling, doing my thing. But then eventually whenever I started doing morning walks, for example, every morning go walk for an hour, but then I go to Wester Park, for example, which I really love. Just see a little bit of nature, and obviously it's still not raw nature, but it gives you a little bit more of a different view than constantly looking at buildings. So I think there's not just one way of doing it, but I think over a longer period of time, a person goes into different phases. Also maybe because of weather, you go a little bit more inside, then you feel like, oh, you can go outside, you go discover nature. Because for example, when you take the bike, or even, so what I discovered this summer as well, if you just take the train to Zandvoort, to the ocean, to the seaside, I mean, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. And again, if I compare that to Belgium, I loved it so much. There was way less buildings. I'm like, oh my God, I need to come here more often. And it's such a quick ride with the train. Even once when I went to Zandvoort, there wasn't any direct connection. So I basically went to South Station, then from there to Haarlem. And then from Haarlem, I walked all the way to Zandvoort. And those dunes started in the middle of my walk, and it was just gorgeous, just walking for an hour and longer, just between nature. And pretty amazing. I didn't know that you were so close to very beautiful parts. The same with your bike. If you go to north and you keep driving with your bike there, you have like so many beautiful landscapes and little towns to visit. So yeah, pretty cool. And that's again what I think I'll look for look for more in the future, having a good balance between the two, because I think you can't just constantly do the same thing, and it also comes on a daily basis, right? You can't constantly sit inside, you can't constantly go outside, still need to get some work done. So
Yeah.
it's all finding balance.
Okay. So, how would you say living here in Amsterdam impacts your mental health?
I think it has a very super positive effect
Super
on mental
positive.
health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, Dutch people are actually one of the happiest in the world.
Uh huh.
And I say Dutch kids are the happiest in the whole world. So
Yeah.
I can see why. I mean, the
Yeah. Why do
the
you think
sky
that?
is so blue in summer.
Mm-hmm.
10 p.m. in summer, it's still blue sky. It's
Yeah.
like so much daylight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nature in the city, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of canals. And I live near the airport, so I can walk 5 minutes and it's a lot of nature.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
People are friendly. Strangers on the street sometimes say hi. They won't do it in the city center because it's too many people. But if it's like a smaller area in the city,
Mm-hmm.
and it's super safe, the traffic is really safe, and yeah, people are just friendly. Yeah,
Yeah. You mentioned that, for example, during the summer it gets dark uh, very
late.
late until
Yeah.
10. On the other side, in the winter, it's
Oh
kind of
yeah,
the
yeah,
opposite, right?
yeah, yeah. It is.
Does this have an effect, would you
Yeah,
say?
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then even like say you're home 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and it's still dark outside,
Yeah.
and then it slowly starts to get light,
Yeah.
but at 4 p.m. it's dark again.
Yeah.
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 So that it does affect my motivation
Mm-hmm.
because I like learning new stuff. Like I'm learning AI now,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't like to learn at night.
Okay.
And in summer, if it's 5 p.m., I don't mind learning. But in winter, and it's so dark outside, I don't like to read in the dark. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You feel more like chilling, or what's
yeah.
yeah.
You just feel like staying in bed longer.
Uh-huh.
You feel like let's not go outside. It's dark. It is cold. It is going to rain maybe.
Yeah.
You have to wear gloves and wind and walk in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, you see it as a positive experience
Oh,
for
definitely.
someone's
Yeah,
mental
yeah,
health,
yeah,
for your mental health.
yeah,
Okay. And maybe sometimes you still have moments, for example, in winter when mood gets a bit lower.
yeah.
How would you cope with those situations? What would you do to work against it?
I think I really like to be outside. I don't like to stay at home.
Yeah.
But in winter, I do like to stay at home
Yeah.
because it's warmer. You can have hot chocolates
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Cook. I cook much more in winter,
Mm-hmm.
like really warm foods.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like mashed potatoes, sauerkraut, stuff that makes you feel really warm
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
But in summer, I just chop some cucumber, and that can be my lunch, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So for me, it's like I eat more in wintertime. I watch more movies, a lot of Disney movies also,
Yeah.
and how I cope with it. Yeah, I think I spend more time on the internet also
Okay.
in wintertime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you feel like this can lift your mood a little bit.
yeah, it does because then you just find some kind of entertainment to do that is inside, not outside. Yeah,
Okay.
I also like walking like in the snow,
Mm-hmm.
but 2 hours is enough for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
2 hours is quite also a lot. 2 hours
I
to
think for
walk.
most people it's too much. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, 2 hours is a long time for me, I would
Oh,
say,
yeah,
in
yeah,
winter.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you mean? What does happiness mean for you? Do you have a personal definition for yourself?
I don't have a personal definition of happiness, but what makes me the most happy is like your emotional life. Like you have a lot of fun friends.
Hmm.
You're dating someone, or maybe not, but that part of the life is really happy too. And also, you feel like you're always learning something new every day. You're
Okay.
getting better than the day before.
Okay.
So spiritually and also fitness wise, you're getting stronger every week
Hmm.
because you're doing fitness a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Okay. So progress, being in a healthy body,
yeah,
making your body healthy, having an active social life,
yeah.
and also
Yeah.
having some partner around you.
Partner is not necessary for happiness, but
Yeah.
I think if with a partner you're more happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, and also just learning something new, so feel like your life is improving
Yeah. Yeah.
spiritually, and also just knowledge about the world
Mhm.
or whatever goal you have. Like right now, my goal is AI,
Yeah.
getting better at it,
Yeah.
and then I get better every day. So it's a really nice feeling to know like, okay, I'm getting close to my goal
Yeah.
very slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you say living here in Amsterdam impacts your mental health and what contributes to that?
Well, it's so beautiful, and the history and the old world kind of charm. That is just kind of like every day. Thank you, Lord. It's great. Be happy and slow down. They're much more into balance here with work and life, and I love that. It's another reason why I'm here. And like, look up and look how gorgeous it is. It just happens to be a really nice fall autumn day, but even in the rainy days, I'm happy, and like, let's just walk instead of getting in a taxi or something. Much more experience on the streets, and it's gorgeous. So that helps tremendously every day with the mental health, or being so far away from home. um, and then the people are very welcoming. They're positive, easy for the mental health, because it's not always so challenging in my mind of what I got to do or accomplish, or people got to talk to. English is spoken everywhere, and that's easy. So those little things go a long way. with just day to day being alone, isolated after COVID, and that whole fiasco of being bottled and stuck indoors. Everybody is shaking that off still. So these little things help in that process.
Then you also mentioned one negative, of course, being not too close to family, right?
Yeah, so I think it's like 13,000 miles. I grew up on the east coast of the state, so near New York City, so call it 7,000 miles. I can't just get in the car and go home. I had a family loss in the summer this year, unfortunately, and it was a terrible experience to be kind of locked here at the moment. And given my immigration and transition, so timing wasn't great as far as that goes, but it's too far and it's too expensive to go just get a random flight on the fly. So that's been hard. And I wish I could have just been with family right after that loss. Couldn't. So you have to learn how to deal with that or figure out, that process. But, I I grew up near New York City, moved to California, and started working right after college and never came back. So I was kind of used to being away from home. So it's in my blood, but still, this is a whole nother ballgame, whole nother continent, even further, from coast to coast in the States. So it's been a challenge.
And maybe if you have one period where you don't feel so great, is there any things that can lift you up? Do you have any coping mechanisms for yourself?
Yeah, the boat right there, I don't know if you can see it. That helps. I was fortunate enough to buy this little mini boat and just to be on the water here with all these canals and the history. It's part of the culture here. If you have a boat, life is good, especially on the good weather days. So that helps tremendously. If Lucy is charged and I'm having a bad day, I will take her for a loop and my day is back on top.
Okay. And last question on that topic: do you have a personal definition of happiness? What does it mean for you today?
Definitely learning, figuring that out, and wish I knew, but life is not easy and it's not fair, and that's a general statement. So I've been fortunate in my life, but like plenty of bad fortune too. So still figuring that out and take it day by day and just slow down. That's my current priority. So.
Of course, mental health is very individual and not only depends on the place that you live in. Therefore, I also asked other people how living here impacts their mental health. I'll also upload those videos soon. So if you don't want to miss any video about life in Amsterdam and other major European cities, then please subscribe to my channel. And if you found value in this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up and your opinion in the comments section. And I hope to see you in the next video.